Tutorial, I will explain to you simple steps in order to write the formula of simple ionic compounds. First of all, you need to know that an ionic compound is formed by the transfer of electrons from a metal that becomes positive after losing the electrons to a non-metal that becomes negative after gaining the electrons. Now, whenever you have an ionic compound, you need to locate the element group in order to know the charge of each element. So there are some groups having fixed charges, like elements of group 1 and 2, they always have a +3 charge, or element of group 13, they have a +3 charge, and elements of group 15, -3, 16, -2, and 17, -1. However, there are some elements that might have more than one oxidation number or more than one charge. I will be talking about these examples in a next video. So first of all, let's look at the given example. Magnesium chloride. So always write the first element, or write the charges, and then we do what we call the X rule. So here's magnesium, and here's chlorine. When it is in a compound, it will be called chloride. So Mg has a 2 plus, and Cl has a -1. Now, the X rule says that the number that you have, you transfer it to the other side without the plus, and then you erase the positive and the negative. And if you have 1, there is no need to write 1, as if you're transferring here the 1, but there's no need to write number 1 next to the atom. Now your final answer would be MgCl2. Now why we do this? Because when we look at the ion, in this compound we have a 2 plus, and 1 Cl minus is not enough to neutralize the 2 plus. So we need 2 Cl in order to neutralize the 2 plus. So we follow the X rule. I'm going to give another example. Sodium oxide. So here's sodium, and here's oxygen, which is called oxide in an ionic compound. So when we look at it, sodium has a +1 and oxygen has a +2. Always follow this step. Whatever number that is written, you remove that number from up and you place it as a subscript at the first one. So I remove the 2 from here and I write it next to the Na, but I have to erase the number and the charge. Now, if there is number 1 over here, there is no need to write the 1. All you need to do is just erase the number and the plus. Let's take another example. Calcium nitride. Calcium in this table is +2 and nitride is -3. So let's write it. Calcium and nitride. The number that you have, you take it and you write it as a subscript to the first element or to the opposite element, and then you erase it along with the charge. Again, the number that I see here, I'm gonna write it next to the N, and then I will erase the 2 and the plus. So the formula is Ca3 and 2. Always the numbers, they are they are subscripts. Superscripts, you write them as subscripts to the other element. So if I have A and B, whatever charge number that I have here and whatever charge number that I have here, I transfer it to the other side and then I erase it. Let's take another example. Aluminum oxide. Al is a 3 plus and oxide is O2 minus. Again, the 3, I'm going to remove it from here and place it as a subscript next to the O. And the 2, I'm going to remove it from the O and write it as a subscript next to the Al. But my final answer should not include the charges. So again, I will erase the plus and the minus. So Al2O3. Another example, the zinc. Here is the zinc. It is located here, but zinc has only one charge. So zinc sulfide, here's the S. Again, let's take this example. Zinc sulfide, Zn 2 plus and S2 minus. In this example, since the charges, they neutralize each other, there is no need to do the X rule. So you simply erase the charges and that's it. You're done. Your answer is ZnS. Let's take another example. Potassium bromide, K plus and Br minus. Again, this example, since the charges here are neutralizing each other, +1 and -1, to write the answer and write the formula of potassium bromide, we simply erase the charges and that's the answer, KBr. Thank you.